So I'll admit it, I've been a little lost without my Sony a7C II. I've done some research, read some books, looked out at the city, looked even closer than that. The days have been running together until I stumbled on this. I bought it, so let's unbox it. All right, so I just kind of put settings in this to match my Action 4, and a lot of the settings are exactly the same, so it really took me no time. And don't worry, I'm gonna come out with a video shortly on getting the most cinematic or best settings for your DJI Osmo Pocket 3, but I just set it up really quickly and saved a profile, the C1, and got this thing set up. One of the things I like immediately is this face tracking ability of this. I really don't have to worry about losing me or, you know, not having the camera or the gimbal pointed directly at me. If I move my arm, it's still probably gonna do a pretty good job of keeping my face in frame. And then I also have product showcase mode on, which is another feature right off the bat I love. If I put something in front of the lens, it snaps kind of back and forth between me and the product. I don't know why we have Elmers just out and about willy-nilly, but that's us. And then just one of the awesome features with this combo pack is it does come with this tripod, so I can set the camera up there and still kind of talk and do what I need to do without losing myself in the frame. But we have to go and take Bronx here on a walk, and I'm excited to kind of mess around with this new camera. The footprint right off the bat is way smaller than even my Action 4. And let me show you what I mean real quick. All right, so here is the Action 4, and obviously it's a very small footprint, but this is literally as small as I could get this set up for, like a vlogging style. And I would use this little Sony handle that you've seen in other videos, and it is pretty small. It's, you know, I can't really complain. It's not like the largest thing ever if you were to, you know, vlog just like this. This is not that pocketable. It's very bulky. It jets out because this is just a brick rectangle. And you put this in like a coat pocket. It's not the worst thing ever, but come summertime when things start to get, you know, you have to start shedding layers and you don't have huge pockets like in a jacket, this is not fun to carry around. And that's where I'm excited for the Pocket 3, because you can literally put this thing in your pocket with the right accessories. And really quickly, this is going to be down in the description. This is one of the accessories I got right off the bat. It is just this little cover for the DJI Pocket, and all you do is put the gimbal head into here, close it up. This piece covers the screen to protect it, and it's much more low profile than the case that this thing came with. But right off the bat, get one of these, super cheap, $9. But we have to go on our walk. Let's head out. Petey boy, you ready to go on a walk? You ready to go outside? You wanna go outside, go potty? You wanna go outside, go walk? Come on. All right, so we're out here on our walk. I've got the DJI Mic 2 still hooked up, and I'm sure that sounds great. I really like this thing without any accessories on it at all. It's such a small footprint in my hand, and it's absolutely tiny. I've seen photos of it and you watch videos of it, but when you actually have it in hand, it's such a different experience really than, you know, I had at least thought of. It's very small, which is good, especially if, you know, you want to maintain some anonymity and you don't want people looking at you. Let's talk about the lens really quick. It's a 20mm lens with a f2.0 aperture or f-stop. And it's pretty much as fast as a 20mm prime lens. I mean, obviously it would be nice if it was like a 1.8, but you can't have everything. One of the features that I wasn't aware that DJI actually had on this is the ability to actually close or flip close the rotating screen and still shoot in wide mode. I really like it because it's just much easier to hold in your hand. Let's test the face tracking on here and see how well it actually holds up. So with face tracking on, I have it activated now. It just pops up a little alert that active track is enabled. And so now, no matter where I move, it should follow along with me to a certain point. It doesn't, you know, do a total 360, so there is a point where you get too far left or too far right of the camera, it will lose you. But let's see how it does with a little bit of distance. You know, if I obviously move like this, it shouldn't have any problem. But I kind of want to see if you get a little bit of distance from the camera, if it still maintains a good track on you, even though your face is maybe a lot further from the camera. So let's see, come on, Pitts. Seems like it's following me pretty well. And I think I'm getting to like close to like where the point is. I see it's still moving and kind of far on the other side now, and it's still tracking. I turn my head and walk away. You can kind of see it's still tracking me. What do you think, Pitts? Let's get a little further. I think it's still probably doing a pretty good job. I mean, I'm probably like 10 or 12 yards away. I would say. Let's see if we walk over here. I would be honestly surprised at this point if it still does track me. I can't even really see if it is still moving, but let's see if we can lose it with this. The way of the sign here, will it pick me back up? Come on, Fitz. I think I lost it. It doesn't look like it's moving still. If you guys remember my photo shoot video, this is where that shot was taken. And as you can see now, the ice kind of just packs up and there's no walkway anymore where that photo was taken at one point in the fall. Pretty cool. If you haven't seen that video, check it up. I'll link it up in the top of the video here. Kind of curious to see how smooth these B-roll shots are. For the majority of this video, when I'm shooting these B-roll shots, I'm also getting pulled by an 80-pound pit bull. One of the things though I have noticed that I've really enjoyed with the Pocket 3, let's get the sun to my back here, my face here, is how quickly the DJI Mic 2 actually connects to it. It's almost instant. It probably is like 3 to 5 seconds, I would imagine. But I also kind of want to try how the actual built-in microphone sounds on the Pocket 3 here. So we're gonna disconnect the DJI Mic 2 and kind of finish off down here with how that sounds compared to the DJI Mic 2. We now have just the internal built-in mic on the Pocket 3, and figured I'd kind of get out of the wind a little bit because I don't think it's a fair comparison when you do have wind. I mean, obviously you need some kind of protection on the microphone when you do that. So now we're kind of in an area where the wind is blocked, and I'm kind of curious to see if this is even usable when you're kind of out into the world without the DJI Mic 2, to see if it actually is good enough audio to use. There is a microphone on the front here that's facing me of the Pocket 3, and also on the opposite side to get audio from all sides. And right now we're walking through a dark tunnel, and it seems like it's adjusting quite well to the low light, and we still have some pretty quality video, which is surprising. My Action 4 would do terrible in this more dynamic, going from bright to dark. Even with the lighting in here, a little bit of lights, it would not look this good. Now, this thing doesn't exactly replace an action camera, but in stuff like this, there really is second to none. If I were using a mirrorless camera, it would be so heavy walking around with this. If you're doing vlog style stuff like this, there really is no better camera, in my opinion, for the price range to get than this. Come on. Hey, sit. Good boy on the walk. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. So, first impressions on the DJI Pocket 3 is I really like it. I really like the interface. I really enjoyed using it today. And mainly it was so easy to use that I think that's the biggest benefit of this camera compared to, you know, using a mirrorless camera or using even an action camera for this style of shooting, this vlogging style of shooting. If you are a vlogger or you want to get into the market, I think this is the camera you need. And that's just my first impression of it. You know, I just took it out for a walk with Bronx, and It was super easy to get the shots that I wanted. There was no gimmicks. It connected quickly to the DJI Mic 2, and you know, there's definitely going to be a few cons to this camera. It's not like weather sealed or anything like that, as like an action camera would be. It, you know, does seem a little bit fragile. If I were to drop this thing, I would be pretty confident that it wouldn't take much to break it. But we're gonna get all that into that in a separate video. But my first impression of this camera is that it's gonna be fun to use and it works well. And for what it's made for, it's the perfect camera. And that's just my initial impression of it. But yeah, if you want to see more videos on the Pocket 3, subscribe to the channel here, because I'm going to be making videos on this camera and about this camera pretty much until the Sony a7 IV comes out. That is the mirrorless camera I've been waiting on, and then I'll get back into my adventure style videos. But until then, I'm going to be taking a deep dive into this camera, because I'm going to use it once I get my other camera as my B-roll camera and as my vlogging style camera for when I go out and do photo shoots. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Are you gonna pick up yourself a Pocket 3? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one.